The next thing we'll need to do is to create a data loss prevention policy. To do that, we would go to Solutions, and then we'll choose Data Loss Prevention. In Data Loss Prevention, you choose Policies. There are two policies we would need to create. The first one is the Endpoint DLP policy and the Copilot DLP policy. By default, you'd find a number of other policies already existing. The aim of the Endpoint DLP policy is to restrict the copying and pasting of sensitive text using either the desktop app or the web option. And we'll need to create two rules for this DLP policy, one to block the endpoint's clipboard and one to block the clipboard when you use the online version. For the second DLP policy, it will be aimed at the Copilot and Copilot Chats, and they will be used to prevent users from uploading sensitive files into Copilot for summarizing or processing. So let's briefly explore how these policies are configured. So the first thing you need to do is to give the DLP policy a name and a description and click on Next. The next thing would be to assign admin units. We'll leave it as default and click on Next. The next thing we need to do is to define the scope of the policy. So in the first instance, it would be an endpoint DLP policy. So we would only select devices and click on Next. The next thing you need to do is to add the DLP rules. So you click on Create Rule. But since we've already configured the rules, let's just explore them. So you can click on Edit. The first thing you need to do is to give this rule a name and probably a description. And then you can configure the conditions. Under conditions, you'd want to choose Add Condition. And then you choose Content Contains. Once you do that, you'd want to choose Add and then choose Sensitivity Labels. And then you choose the label that you want to apply. In this case, we'll choose Confidential AI Restricted, which is the label that we've published. Once we configure that, the next thing we need to do is to configure the actions. So we'll choose Add an Action. And for this scenario, we choose Audit or Restrict Activities on Devices. Remember, there's an endpoint DLP policy we are creating. Once we choose that, we will need to configure a number of settings, including service domain and browser activities. One action you'd want to block is upload to a restricted cloud service domain or access from an unallowed browser. There's an additional setting we'd have to configure under DLP settings, and this is to define the cloud service domains and the sensitive service domains. For cloud service domains, we are talking about any external web services that we want to monitor or restrict. So you're looking at external services like ChatGPT or Gemini. For the sensitive service domains, these are internal Microsoft 365 service domains. So we have things like office.com, which would include Word Online, Excel Online, PowerPoint Online. We can also have SharePoint.com or Teams.Microsoft.com. So once we create the policy, I'll show you how to define these in the DLP settings. So for this action, we'll choose Block or Block with Override. We would also want to take Paste to supported browsers and choose Block. Another action we would want to block is Copy to Clipboard, so we'll choose Block here. For the other settings, you can leave them as audit only. They don't really make a difference for this scenario. You may also decide to enable user notifications to inform them and help educate them on the proper use of sensitive information. Once you're okay with the settings, you can click on Save. Let's now look at the second rule, which will block the clipboard for web apps. So for this condition, we'll choose Add Condition, and we'll choose the user accesses a sensitive site from the Microsoft Edge. So unlike the first rule, we don't need to attach any sensitivity labels to this condition. So we'll proceed to the action. So we'll click Add an Action, and then we'll choose Audit or Restrict Activities when users access sensitive sites in the Microsoft Edge browser on Windows devices. At this point, you need to add or remove sensitive site groups that will be in scope for this action. Again, you need to configure this under DLP settings. In fact, it would be best to configure the sensitive service domains, the cloud service domains, and the sensitive site groups before you proceed to create these DLP rules. If you don't configure that first, if you click Add or Remove Sensitive Site Groups, you may see a blank page. And for this DLP rule, you can't proceed any further if you don't configure the sensitive site groups. But in this demo, I've already configured that, so we'll click Add or Remove Sensitive Site Groups, and we'll choose Microsoft 365 Domain Groups. So we'll see shortly that when we configure the sensitive sites groups, it would include domains like the office.com or sharepoint.com. So let's click on add. So we'd want to block the second option, which is copy data from the site. So let's click block and let's scroll down. So we can click on save. At this point, we can click on next and then we can choose the policy mode. For this demo, we can turn on the policy immediately. So we can click on next. Once we are satisfied with the configuration, we can click on submit. To configure the sensitive service domains and the cloud service domains, we'll go to settings on the left pane and then we'll choose data loss prevention. Under the data loss prevention settings, ensure that you've selected the Endpoint DLP settings and then scroll down. You'd want to look out for browser and domain restrictions to sensitive data and then expand this option. From this list, you can configure a number of things including unallowed browsers, service domains, and sensitive service domain groups. Under service domains, you'd want to choose block and you'd want to add cloud service domain. Currently, I have 3 service domains configured including Gemini, Perplexity, and ChatGPT. The next thing you'd want to configure is the sensitive service domain groups. To do that, you click the plus sign to create service domain groups, and then you need to include the URLs here. In my case, I've already added 3 URLs including office.com, sharepoint.com, and onedrive.com. So once you do that, you can click on save. Once you configure these domains, you can then proceed to create your DLP policies, and they will automatically make reference to these settings here. So let's briefly take a look at the Copilot Chat DLP policy. So let's edit. So you'd give the policy a name and a description and you click on next. You can assign admin units. On the next page, you'd want to select the scope. And what you'd observe is once you select the Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Chat, all the other options will be grayed out. This is because policies for Copilot cannot be combined with other scope areas. On this window, you'd want to add a DLP rule. We've already created one, so let's take a look at it. You'd want to add a name and a description for the rule, and then you'd want to add a condition. In this case, you'd have only one option, which is content contains. So you choose add, and then you choose sensitivity labels. And then you choose a label you'd want to apply. So we'll choose confidential AI restricted and click on add. The next thing we'll do is to add action. So we'll choose action again. We just have one option. So we'll choose restrict Copilot from processing content. We can decide to block accessing knowledge sources and then we can click on save. We can click on next and then we can turn on policy immediately and click on next. We can then click on submit. Let's test our data loss prevention policy one more time. Let's open Word Online. Let's create a blank document. Let's try to copy the text from the confidential memorandum we created earlier into the Microsoft Word Online document. So let's click copy and then let's try to paste it. So we realize that we get a pop-up saying that copying from this confidential memorandum is not allowed. But I can see that the paste option is enabled, so let's try to paste and see. So we get a pop-up saying that it seems there's no content in the clipboard to paste. Please try to copy and paste again. So even though the paste option was enabled, nothing was copied to the clipboard. The final thing we'd want to do is to check in alerts if we have any security incidents. So we'll navigate to alerts. In here, we have a number of security incidents, a number of them being medium severity. So let's click on the first one. In the details section, we can see that it says that Joshua administrator copied a file to clipboard confidential memorandum document on an endpoint device. It goes on to give us other information, including the time it was detected, the number of events, the location, in this case is devices. This confirms that our endpoint DLP policy works. And finally, under policy information, we can see that it matched the endpoint DLP policy. This brings us to the end of this demonstration. Thank you for watching.